What's good, y'all? This your country cousin, Pete McCorvey, a.k.a. Peter Mac. Hey, man, get on up here, man. Kick your shoes off, pull you up one, and light you up one. You on the porch now. It's Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's do this.
What's good, family? This is your country cousin, Pete McCorvey, a.k.a. Peter Mac, and welcome back to the porch once again, man. I owe you guys an apology because in the last episode, there were 2 deaths that I missed. And, I'm kind of happy that I missed them because I didn't, so much death going on. I didn't report them, but they played a big role in 2 things that shaped my life, so I have to go back. The first death that I missed was a couple weeks ago. Bobby J. Brown, actor, he passed away. You like, who the hell is Bobby J. Brown? And you're like, oh, you talking about the Bobby Brown? No, not Bobby Brown from New Edition. He's still alive and kicking, thank God. This actor, he is part of the Wire universe. And he's a part of all 3 parts of what I call the Wire universe. He was on The Corner as a police officer. He was in The Wire. He played Officer Bobby Brown. I guess they was just like, well, shit, we got so many moving pieces, we don't need to try to give you another name. And also in David Simon's created HBO miniseries, We Own This City, which was about the real life Baltimore City Police Department plainclothes unit, the Gun Trace Task Force. He was Sergeant Thomas Ellis. And he passed away. Apparently there was a barn fire in St. Mary's County, Maryland, and he died from smoke inhalation from what happened there. And you know what? And y'all remember, if you go back and watch The Wire and watch all of that, you will look at him and see, and I couldn't make up what that man's racial makeup was. I didn't know if he was just a white dude who had some flavor, or if he was just a real, light-skinned brother. Because, if you go look back in the day, they had a lot of light-skinned brothers who had fine hair. We got to remember that was when that white blood was still, running through, in the 1800s, 1700s, the white blood was still heavy influence. I didn't know what he was, but I just hey man, the man got conviction in his roles and everything, and I really thought that he was a real deal police officer. Looked him up, he's actually from Washington, D.C., which is funny because to see white people from D.C., born and raised in D.C., because hell, John Brenthal, who also was in We Own the Night, he from D.C., but yeah, he actually was acting. Never was a cop or anything like that. Cause I thought he was just a police officer. Hey man, you worked with us before. You know what to do as a cop. Cause you are one. We're gonna keep having you come back and reprise roles as a police officer. But yeah, he passed away. He was 62 years old, man. Like I said before, it seems like the Wire universe is just catching L's left and right. Started with James Ranzone last year, and then before the year was over, Isaiah Whitlock, and then the top of the year, TK Carter, and now, I believe towards the end of February, before February was out, Bobby J. Brown. The Wire, I'm scared for, Lord, please let this month go by without us losing somebody from the Wire universe. And this next one, while the man was elderly, and it's not really a shocker, it's still sad, legendary college football coach, Lou Holtz, or the coach as they called him, he passed away. He passed away last week. Most of you know Lou Holtz. He had a very storied career. He's best known for being the coach of the legendary undefeated 1988 Notre Dame Fighting Irish national championship team. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, he was the coach for that famous game against Miami, the Catholic versus Cons game. If y'all got ESPN, go look at 30 for 30 about that. It was a big deal they made, mainly because some t-shirts that was being made by a couple of Notre Dame students. When I ain't know him about that because I wasn't born yet. Now, where I met him as a coach was when he coached South Carolina from 1999 to 2004. You know, 1999, I was still playing Little League football. I'd come home from the game on Saturday and try to catch the college game. I caught a couple of his. I think he brought South Carolina into relevance. And, you know, still watching it in high school, even though I wasn't playing. You know, that's why I remember seeing them games on Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning on Jefferson Pilot Sports. Oh, if you from the South, don't act like you don't know about Jefferson Pilot Sports and Raycon. You know all about that, because that's what a lot of us saw. A lot of Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU, South Carolina, Florida Gators, maybe even a few Alabama games. That's what a lot of us saw. A lot of football and basketball games there on Jefferson Pilot Sports. He was also well known for being a football analyst. This is where I really got to know him. Like, really saw how much he knew the game and everything. Him being an analyst for CBS in the late 90s. That means he was getting that money. He was probably doing that and then coaching South Carolina. They said the late 90s, so he probably quit once he got the South Carolina job. You know, I don't know. Because like I said, I don't remember seeing him as an analyst, but I do remember seeing him on ESPN as an analyst from 2005 until he called it quits in 2015. He was a member of the College Football Hall of Fame. He was inducted in there in 2008. R.I.P. to Coach Lou Holtz. He was 89 years old. Man, that's like I said, it's the end of the era, man. Like I said, this past season, first, Lee Corso has his final game day broadcast, which was capped off by Indiana winning the national title, which is the school he coached for and led them to their first title back in 1978, if I'm not mistaken. And now we lose old Lou Holtz. Boy, it's like, hey, my childhood is just slowly fading from sports, entertainment, news. It's all going away. Now we talking about basketball, college basketball. Hey, man, shout out to them Duke Blue Devils in the rematch for the Battle of Tobacco Road. They went down there and, like E40 say, beating their ass. They did the do to North Carolina this past Sunday, 76-61. So that buzzer beater that North Carolina had, they proved that was a fluke. I hit up my friend, my Navy buddy from my time on the Dewey, Bradley Haggins. I hit him up and I said, because he's a North Carolina fan. I said, and that's how the number one team in the nation play basketball. And he took it in stride. You know, I ain't gonna go into too much detail with Hag, because Hag no ball. Like, Hag can ball. Like, you know, a lot of people say, if you in the military, you heard this a lot before. Everybody was like, I could have went Division I and all that. My boy Hag, no, my boy is a prime example of he could have went D1. I don't even know how he ended up in the Navy. It had to be, he punched his coach out of something. Because he didn't give him the rocks. Hey, man, I went to the gym one time, was working out. He was in there playing. Hey, just imagine if Kevin Durant was light-skinned, had a nice lineup, and could dress. That's my boy Hag. So, yeah, he definitely could have. But, hey, Hag, I'm going to tell you like this, boy. Them Tar Heels needed you, boy, because, hey, they wasn't it. They wasn't it, especially not against my Blue Devils, man. But I'm still kind of, holding my breath because a couple of days ago in the quarterfinals of the ACC men's basketball tournament, Duke barely squeaked by Florida State 80-79. I don't know if it's because they got an automatic bid to the quarterfinals with them being number one in the nation, and they was just like off or something. But hey, 80-79 against Florida State, who wasn't even ranked coming in there. Nah, man, that's scary. But they rebound. I guess they got back to business. John Shive must put foot in the ass, because yesterday they defeated Clemson 73-61 in the semifinals. And now they're going to face Virginia in the finals, ACC tournament finals today. I just want to see my Tar Heels get it done. Do the deed, and let's try to get this national title. Don't do like y'all did last year. Get down to the Final Four and then start acting like y'all ain't never played a game of basketball in y'all life. And John Shive, please, I hope you got an inbounds pass play design, because that shit against Houston last year, I was like, ain't no way these are D1 athletes. A lot of them probably won state championships or played the top prep programs, and an inbound pass is kicking y'all ass. It's got y'all looking like a damn 6-year-old trying to take an algebra test. Like, no, don't. Come on now. We're going to have something for them. Still in the world of college sports, Nick Saban spoke out at this like round table panel discussion that Trump had in regards to NILs. And of course, Nick Saban is speaking out against it. And he's there along with like a few people. There was Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow, and I gotta hang my head on this one. I am so pissed off. I can't believe it. Charlie Ward, the Heisman winning national title Florida State Seminole, who end up going to play 10 seasons of NBA basketball more than that, but he played 10 of those seasons with the Knicks. Almost won an NBA title. Was there too. What in the entire hell? And Nick Saban had the nerve talking about nobody talks about getting the education no more. Nick, please, you was never worried about them boys' education. I guarantee when you was recruiting them, you didn't know if them boys knew the theory of relativity, they knew the scientific method, they knew how to conjugate a verb. You want to know, could they throw a ball 60 yards? Could they run a 40-yard dash sub 4.5? Or could they, when they wrap up and tackle somebody, could they damn near lead a man in a comatose? You ain't bit more worried about like them worried about education than a man in the moon. What it is, and I've been saying this, I knew this when Nick Saban had decided to quit when NIL, because at first, like I've said before, the NIL was only a thing in California. It was only a thing in California. Then the rest of the state and all throughout the NCAA, they adopted it. He decided he was going to retire. I've called it. I said, no, Nick Saban don't like it because he can't be the big bad boss. And he can't, like, hold them boys' future in their hand. Like, you can't be like, be a good boy for Massa, or else you don't get this money and nothing like that. And well, you can't transfer, because you transfer pretty much, you got to sit out 1 year, and there go your whole career. So he don't have that leverage like you said, and he knew that he ain't had that leverage. He pretty much like that kid who brings a basketball out there to the court. People play with the basketball, he still don't get picked. So because he mad because he don't get picked and he can't have his way, he pick his ball up and go home. That's exactly what Nick Saban did. I knew it, and I'm going to say this. I know a bunch of people that are black who are Bama fans. I don't know how in the hell y'all could ever probably be Bama fans at all. Now, like I said, my line brother, Jamarcus, he from Tuscaloosa. I get it. It's right there. You grew up with it. That's what you know. So I get it. If you from there, but black people who not from like Tuscaloosa, close to it, like I don't know how in the hell. It's like especially like a lot of people I know in Mississippi. Because here's the thing a lot of people don't understand about Mississippi. Because when people meet me, they be like, well, you a Mississippi State fan or you an Ole Miss fan. First of all, I would never root for Ole Miss. And if you know, you know. I would never say hotty toddy. What happened to James Meredith in 1962 And then when I've seen they was letting rebel flags fly in there, they said it to the 80s. They stopped it. I went to a game in 2001. My cousin was playing there. My cousin's husband, was playing there alongside local legend Jason Armstead, and with Eli Manning was there. They were still flying rebel flags in there. I would never root for them. And Mississippi State, I ain't got no beef against them. I got family that's went there. I go for somebody I know, but like most people, things that people don't know. People in the state of Mississippi either root for Bama or they root for LSU. I know a gang of LSU fans because honestly, where I'm from, it's closer to LSU than it is to Starksville or to Oxford, which is where Mississippi State and Ole Miss are respectfully. Now the Bama shit, I don't understand people from Mississippi, especially black people from Mississippi going for Bama. But that's how the states are divided. But like I said at the top of this, black people going for University of Alabama Crimson Tide when George Wallace stood in front of a door less than about 60 years ago and was like, this ain't happening, we ain't bringing the races, but you'll roll tide. Nah, never hit me scream that shit. Never. Any day Alabama loses is a good day. And that's why. But yeah, for him to say all that about the NILs is taking the student out of it, motherfucker, you ain't, man, please. Okay. And Charlie Ward being up there, oh my God, that's a big, you know what? Glad he didn't go to the NFL after he got the Heisman. I'm glad they didn't want to draft you and all that, and you claimed the races. Well, you know what? Yeah, that's why you didn't go to the NFL. Because I really didn't like that. Tim Tebow, I ain't never liked his ass. He always was too golden boyish for me. And it seemed like it was fake. And I'm a Christian and all that. Yeah, Christians ain't supposed to be boastful or prideful. And it seemed like you had too much of that. So I've never liked it. Like, I didn't even, the couple seasons he was on the Broncos, I didn't even watch none of their games. I remember somebody in my family was like, man, I'm going to get you a Tim Tebow jersey for Christmas. I said, don't waste your money on blasphemy. I would never wear a Tim Tebow Broncos jersey. And I never did. And I understand why John Elway did not like his ass. You know, most people say John Elway is controlling in that situation. I'm glad he is because he saw Tim Tebow for what he was, a fucking gimmick. And Uncle Luke, I know he catch a lot of fire for what he said about the sisters a few weeks ago, but he made a great point. He was like, y'all are worried about NILs and we're in the middle of a fucking war. Americans are dying. He said that shows me what's really important right now. So you say what you want to say about Uncle Luke, but he made a really good point. Now, somebody who kind of need this, it's two people I'm about to talk about. They think they make good points, but both of them need to sit down and shut up. I'm talking about shut the hell up, because both of them are getting on my ever-loving nerves right now. First one, I'm going to say, and I hate to say this because the album just came out. I thought all this girl needed to do is release some music, and we gonna be fine. First one is Ari Lennox. Ari Lennox recently went on the Effective Immediately podcast that's hosted by DJ Head and Gina. And she revealed to Gina, because DJ Head went there, she's revealed that she has a thing for toxic energy. And saying that she's still healing. She said she wished that she had took the nice guys up on that. She said she's saying all of them are married with families and all that type of thing. And she said that she kind of regret that. She said, but she's still healing. And she just attracted to toxic. Okay, let me tell you something. Ladies, at this point, saying this shit is not cute. It's not cute. You're saying this to justify why you're doing what you're doing. Let me just be honest, because I try to stay away from this type of topic, but just Ari Lennox just always got to pop up. First of all, I'm going to say this before we get to this. This lady needs a publicist or a media coach or something. Because first it was the Martin thing where I thought that was color. RZA at his finest, the way he was doing that. A show that's been off there almost 30 years. And then Burning Mac, his shit triggered me. Girl, that show been off there almost 20 years. And now this is the thing, I'm going to be honest with you. This excuse is becoming played out, and it's exhausting to hear. It's exhausting to hear because you saying, I'm just attracted. No, that's what it is. And I've told a bunch of my friends this. I've told female relatives this. It's you, what it is you're physically attracted to that person. You know the term they want to say now, that person is aesthetically pleasing to them. That's your type. And that's what it is. And instead of just saying, that's my type, I'm going to keep fucking with that because that's what I like. And the consequences be damn. You got to come up with, when I'm doing that, now I'm healing. You ain't healing because if you keep having the same fucking issue, you're not healing. You're not healing. You just want to try to justify, because that healing, y'all try to put this, like deepness on it, like you're trying to work through that. Let me tell you something. Women, y'all will try to manifest attraction into relationship, into love. Men, for the most part, we don't do that. We do not do that. If we meet this girl, she fine as hell, she ain't shit, we know she ain't shit. We just trying to hit it, or we just keeping it around because something to do. Like situation I had a couple years ago. I think I spoke about it before, but I ain't never going into detail. When I was in Washington State, I was dating this young lady. I had met her upon meeting her. After just meeting her, talking to her, I just was like, damn, this girl ain't shit. But she was very nice to look at, and she was built like I like my women built. And the more time I spent with her, I just realized this girl ain't worth a damn. Not worth a damn, worth a damn. WORFADAM. Worth a damn. I'm talking about couldn't have a conversation on the level of a fucking third grader. Dumb as hell. I remember one time she was talking about she wanted to be a flight attendant. I said, being a stewardess ain't just getting flued out and you just going on trips. You got to work. She looked me dead in the face and said, I'm not trying to be a stewardess. I'm trying to be a flight attendant. And said it with all the confidence in the world. It was the confidence she said it with me, y'all. And then I had to look off like Charlie Brown, like I was breaking the fourth wall. Like, I know this bitch ain't that stupid. But I knew from there, I was like, we're never going to move past further. I just, like I said, like the way she was built. She was very nice to look at. Face card was wonderful. Even after we stopped talking, and my friends would be like, man, she wasn't that cute. No, I was like, hold on, motherfucker. Like, now she dumb as hell. She ain't shit in anywhere else in life. But I ain't gonna say she ugly now. I ain't gonna tell that lie. But I just knew from there, I said, man, I'm gonna probably like be with her about 6 months, 9 months. Then I'm gonna cut her loose, man. I'm gonna put it in the wind. And we do that. We will not try to force, what we like into relationship because of a vibe. Oh, she a vibe. Now, man, we know a vibe. Man, we know a vibe ain't shit. A vibe ain't shit. Ladies, y'all will do that. And I guess y'all do that when you mess with somebody you realize you ain't shit. You don't want to look stupid. Nobody's going to look at you stupid. You made a mistake. But stop trying to justify the type of person you like by saying, I still got to heal it. No, that's what you're attracted to. That is what you're attracted to. It's called, and I know this word eludes a lot of women. Y'all never want to have it or take it. It's called accountability. Take accountability that you like fucked up men. Take it. I've had to do that with myself. I had to sit down, and all my friends, I've had a couple friends straight up sit me down and tell me on more than one occasion, And it wasn't until I started getting so bad to really, my friends will always sit me down. They say, bro, we gonna tell you something. Because we love you. Matter of fact, the one friend that pointed out to me was my homegirl, Trish, from back in Augusta. Trish was telling me one day, she said, I love you to death. You're a good friend of mine. She said, but baby, you like crazy ass women. I said, what you mean? She said, I will see you when you're chilling. You could be chilling, having a good time. I said, I see you talking to a woman. I may see you just talking because you know you talk to a lot of people. She said, but I see you talking to woman more than 5 minutes. You engaged and you attracted. And I'm like, that bitch is crazy. And I already know. She said, and every time after y'all done hooked it up and the blowback come, I'm never wrong. And I had to really sit down and do that. Just like when women like flirt with me. Like, I notice when they flirt, if they like being smart alecky, trying to roast and shit, all the women I have been with, that was like how we initially got to talking. And then it always fuck up. So it's like if she combative, if she playful, I don't bite on it. Like, I've had a situation, I believe, at work this past week. Somebody in the office, she's trying to do that, and one of my friends said, bro, she flirting with you, but it's just the way she do it. She doing it in front of people, and I don't bite. I'm like, I'm not biting on this shit. Because if I bite on this shit, I need to be sweet. I need to be sweet and mild mannered, which is like, God forbid any woman do that. Because, boy, these women are some of the damn toughest men out here now, if you know what I mean. Boy, they so combative and standoffish. But yeah, that's what Ari Lennox, that whole situation, it ain't you know what I'm saying, that's something you need to hear. But that's what you like. And you just too ashamed to say it. You know, I had to tell a female relative of mine that, because every time she talk about her boyfriends from the past, all of them drunks, all of them dope heads, all of them cheaters. And I'm like, why isn't everybody you talked to back then like that? I said, them type of motherfuckers you like. No, it's not. They lie. I said, everybody ain't lying to you. I said, damn it, if everybody lying to you, if you can't recognize a sign, what does that say about your intelligence? You ain't too fucking bright. And then I went on until I said, sweetheart, I promise you, it's not like Super Friends. Everybody ain't sitting around, and these men are sitting around in the Legion of Doom, like the villains did, looking on a monitor with your face on it, said, see that woman right there, she a good woman, we gotta just fuck her life up. I said, it's not a conspiracy against you. That's what you like. That's what you like. And you keep on thinking that one day it's gonna work for you. It's not gonna work for you. It's not gonna work for you. You just gonna keep getting hurt and hurt and hurt and keep making excuses, and you gonna keep going further into delusion. You know, like I'm saying, I'm coming to realization of that for myself. I gotta figure out what it is that I want, but I'm gonna tell y'all one thing I ain't doing. Ain't getting no damn ugly woman. And that's the end of that. You know, sorry about that, y'all. I stay away from relationship things and stuff like that. It's the only time on here that I'm gonna do this. So I want nobody like, oh, he can turn this into another podcast. Nope. That's the only time I'm gonna do this. I had to get that off there because, like I said, Ari Lennox has been getting on my fucking nerves for the last 3 months. Just always saying some stupid shit. And she too fine for that. She too gorgeous for that. Oh my God. No, just baby, just take accountability. And like I said, realize this is what I want. I'm going to keep going for it. And I'm going to keep getting my heart broke. Like, ain't nobody going to change what I'm attracted to. And just go from there. But stop making them damn excuses about you healing. Yeah, I'm done with it. Now, this next person, and I've been trying to stay off this person for years, and I ain't gonna lie, the jokes about this motherfucker write themselves, but, it's time, I'm finna read Buddy like a Dr. Seuss book. E.J. Johnson, y'all know Magic Johnson's son, said that he is not really attracted to gay men. I know with somebody here listening, you're like, your eyes wide, you almost probably crashed your car, you probably spit your water, your drink, you probably choking on your blunt smoke, whatever. You heard it right. We all know E.J. Johnson. He says he doesn't like gay men. Say he's not attracted to them. He said he likes masculine men. He says he doesn't even go to gay clubs or events. He said 'cause the men he attracted to not there. He said the type of man he wants is not a gay man, and he says he doesn't really feel accepted in the gay community. Let me tell you something. If you I guess he's trying to get one of them men, and like I said, a lot of gay men have been eating his ass up on Twitter, TikTok, and all that shit. Because this is a trending topic, man. They've been like, if he is down low, then he's gay. If he's messing with you, then he's gay. He's not straight. If he said a quote-unquote straight man is messing with a gay man, that motherfucker gay. He's gay. And then it's like somebody said, like, you want a man who got a woman or something like that to come be with you. So first of all, he a cheating ass dude, and he ain't gonna never be faithful to you for one thing. And two, he's gay. He's gay. I'm talking about. It's like delusion. This is how I know this poor boy is confused, because I'm trying to tread lightly because I don't want to come at the man wrong, because I got a lot of respect for his father, Magic Johnson, and on top of that, I have nothing against the man being gay, but it's just, this got me scratching my head. It can tell that he's definitely been around a lot of women. We can tell that shit he's saying, this is some of the most delusional shit I've ever heard. That's almost like when women say, I want a man that get a lot of female attention. I need to know that he's attracted to other women, but I don't want him to cheat. Damn. If I know I can get a bunch of other women, you think I'm gonna cut that off for you? You ain't that special. Like, despite what everybody say, despite what your mom told you, anybody listening, your ass ain't special. You ain't special. Hell, Dak Prescott showed us this. I'm a sidebar. Man is a multi-millionaire star quarterback in the NFL for the Dallas Cowboys. His old lady called out getting married to him. You know what I'm saying? Now, Dak Prescott can't keep no woman. You know, like, how delusional, you know what I'm saying? How delusional you think you gonna get there? And then there's the other joke that people said about Dak Prescott. They were like, damn, Dak can't get a ring for shit, huh? Boy, y'all take shit for hitting that man while he down. But I digress. You know, it's that delusion that he got. It's like, bro, that don't make no sense. Like, it just, but my head hurting even talking to y'all about this. And I'm gonna keep it funny. He said you want masculine energy, because clearly if you've ever seen E.J. Johnson in interviews and all that, dude is very feminine. But let's keep it funky. A lot of masculine gay men, because you can have masculine gay men, trust me. One of my favorite lieutenants that I happen to serve under, pause, hold up, in the Navy, and I'm talking about I follow this man up the hill, guns blazing. He's gay. Masculine as they come. Man a bodybuilder. I'm talking about deep baritone voice. Like, no, I know he'll slap the shit out of somebody. You text, I know he'll slap the shit out of somebody. So it ain't like you can't find no masculine men, because they out there. They masculine gay. You ain't got to be down low. There's out masculine gay men. But, bro, let's keep it funky. E.J. Johnson, what, 6'5", 6'7"? Like, you know, I ain't shit, I know it. I'm trying to figure out how he gonna be the feminine one in that situation. That's got to be funny. Oh, that'd be a funny ass day, man. Ooh, I should laugh at that type of shit. Cause the poor man won't love, but he's so deluded. But boy, when I say, I told you that men in the gay community, they heated with his ass. Boy, he probably up underneath Caitlyn Jenner for how hated he is amongst gay men right now. Hell, even Bobby Light, he from one of them Love and Hip Hops. I don't watch that shit. I just only found it out because his tweet came across my timeline. He said, nah, girl. He said, you not accepting the gay community because you walk around thinking you're a Republican white woman in her mid-40s. Boy, oh, that man, like, hit his ass with that damn sonic boom, like, with the last bit of life on Street Fighter. Oh my God, he shut his ass down. But man, EJ, boy, hey, them two, EJ Johnson, Irvin Lennox, y'all need to sit y'all ass down somewhere and shut the fuck up, please, man. Y'all just, oh my God, y'all making people's heads hurt, man. All right, man, before I get out of here, do my little review on the rookie. Hey, man, this episode was a good one. It was a good one. I mean, even though it kind of took away a theme from like another movie. They took the theme from like either Resident Evil, you can say either Resident Evil 28 Days Later. They kind of took a theme from there. I'm gonna explain later. So towards the beginning of the episode, Gray and his wife Luna, she came to talk and reconcile. She was like, I'm not gonna really have feelings and stuff like that for him like that. And he's like, well, you don't understand how that hurt me. And she said, you mean to tell me in all the 20 years that we've been together, you ain't never fantasized about one, especially being a cop, nobody ever tempted you? He said, we live in LA. LA is full of beautiful women, but they not you. I was like, damn, because he ain't lying. LA, they got them. And it's hard for people to stay faithful in LA. Trust me, you can meet somebody today. If they see somebody 10 minutes later, they more attracted to you, they act like you never existed. Like I always told people, when I was living in like San Diego, whole Southern California area between LA County, Orange County, and San Diego County, you can shit gold. People are going to look for somebody who pissed diamonds. And he was basically letting them know, like, you were one. And then she was like, I'm not going to do that. But then, I ain't going to lie, Gray did something that was kind of, I ain't like this. He was like, well, you need to quit your job. And she's like, that's not, I was like, yeah, come on, man. I understand you don't want her to be flirting with the dude and nothing like that. But come on, man, don't make her give up her job. He also got, he going to get Bailey hurt. Because it's somebody they looking for that he asked her, then they got a call that pinged to an office in the Pentagon. He told Bailey to go over there and go check it out. Boy, you're going to get Bailey fucked up. You're going to get Bailey fucked up. That's all I'm going to say. Now, the meat and potatoes of the episode is what I said, it borrowed from Resident Evil 28 Days Later. So they said something about a disturbance at a shut down mental hospital. So, Nolan, Selena, Miles, and Nala, they go out there to check it out. When they get out there, lose cell service, they can't radio. They ain't got no radio signal out there. So as they coming up, they like met with like almost zombie-like people. So what happened was apparently there was a chemical leak. And the fumes started to get the people responding to the cleanup to go crazy. And it's put them in a zombie-like state. So now all four of them, they got to try to fight their way in, barricade. Now who came with them, because he wanted to come on a ride along with Nolan, Selena wasn't there. It was Nolan, and he had the kid with him. Like, y'all remember the kid that helped him with the drone last season to get an Oscar? Dash, he came with him. So all of them got to find a way to get inside the building, barricade themselves. However, Dash is outside. Nolan has to go out there and go get Dash. He finds Dash. Somehow they find one of the workers who wasn't infected in the pool. And one of the zombie-like people knock him into the water. Nolan's water, try to drown him. Now, Dash, I thought he was a little nerdy, little weakling kid. Now, Dash jumped in that water and started throwing them bows on boy. And the other woman, I said, that's what I'm talking about. Dash was throwing them things. I'm like, woo, Dash. Hey, your Dash got a little heart about him, and I like that. And speaking of throwing them things, hey, Nala proved how really badass she was. She was dropping them motherfucking beams on them like Bushwick Bill in my mind playing tricks on me. She was giving it to their ass. But they knew that even though they didn't have a signal, cause Nolan even said, Nala told Maya, said, we ain't got no signal, we're gonna call for backup. She said after a certain amount of time goes by, they're gonna send backup. Because they haven't heard from them. So that's automatic, they're gonna send backup. So sure enough, they send reinforcement. Lucy, Selena, Tim, and the gang, they come on the scene. Lucy ends up getting inside, getting in a duct. And she comes in contact with one of the zombie-like people, and he tries to stab her, and she's fighting him off. Eventually, she overpowers him. Gun hits him in the gut, but it kills him. And that was her first kill. I thought Lucy had shot somebody before, but obviously not. That was her first kill. So she's distraught. Tim comes up. He's asking her everything. About the book, like, hey, do this. And Selena's like, well, she didn't. And he says, no, this is not a conversation. I need this to be by the book. So he has her do everything and takes her clothes, put her in evidence, take pictures of her, and you can see Lucy is just emotionally wrecked by the fact that she just took a man's life. And even Nolan, like, I've been through this. He's like, you'll get through this. And he's sitting there writing it down because, like, Tim told us, you need to get a union rep. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Nolan is still the union rep for Mid-Wilshire. And she said, what was his name? She said, Martin. His name was Martin. And they just get back. She goes home. She breaks down crying. That's the end of the episode. Now, I will say this. The whole Resident Evil 28 Days Later, whatever you want to call it, like that, it's the movie thing. I didn't really like, I'm no offense to the rookie, I'm kind of getting tired of y'all boring from movies, but the acting from Melissa O'Neal, who plays Lucy, top tier, some of the best acting I've seen, and not just the show's run, but of recent television. I think that should win her an Emmy. This episode should definitely win her an Emmy. It was top tier acting. So I can't wait to see what's going on, like what's going to be the residual effects of Lucy killing a man. But I'm going to be there this upcoming Monday night, watching my show like I always do. Anyway, that's been my time on the porch. I ain't even think I was going to be on here that long, y'all. I guess certain things, they hit me and I got in my feelings about it, so I had to express to y'all. Man, y'all follow me on Facebook. I told y'all my government name. Pete McCorvey. Y'all can find me on TikTok. PDMac89, PETEYMAC89. You can find me on Instagram. Same as TikTok, to drop the 8 and 9 and put a 1 to 0. That's PDMac10. Until next week, be cool, stay calm, and get paid. Peace.